Tonight I've got a terrifying true viewer story about a malevolent entity in an old church house in Blue Ridge, Georgia. This was sent in by viewer Silver. And Silver, she used to live and work in the Blue Ridge area. She used to clean cabins and Airbnbs in the area, and that's how she initially discovered this place. She remembers that you had to cross an old wooden trestle bridge, and if you turned left at the end of this bridge, it would take you to the cabin she cleaned. If you turned right, it would take you past this old church house and cemetery. Now, it wasn't long before she started to hear the rumors about the place that people had broken in there and intentionally performed rituals to summon something dark, to summon something malevolent to the place. Now, she's not sure if this was Tilly Bend or not. She says she remembers visiting Tilly Bend, but that she recalls that they would lock that place up at night eventually because of vandalism and whatnot. And she seems to remember that this place, they tried to lock it up at night, but they were not successful. That no matter how hard they tried to keep it locked up, that they would always find the locks and chains laying on the steps of the place the next morning. They would be unbroken and undamaged, but they would definitely also be unlocked. Well, anyway, her and a couple of friends decided that they were going to explore this place one night. Now, this was summertime, and she said it was about 9 o'clock, right at dark. And you had to walk through the cemetery to get to the church house, and the last rays of light, had faded away by the time they're actually sitting inside the church. And she said no sooner had they set foot in there that she immediately regretted it. The door snatched from their hands and slammed shut behind them, and they were stuck in there. It wouldn't open back. Not only that, they were immediately surrounded by these scratching, clawing noises on the walls and all around them, and there was this pungent, acrid smell of burnt sulfur in the air. Well, it didn't take long at all before Silver saw it. She said it was a walking nightmare. That's her description of it. And what stood out most to her was the eyes. She said they were flickering from red to yellow like flame. And that this thing did start to attack them. It shoved one of her friends into a wall, and it scratched another one of her friends, and it was making its way towards her. But Silver, she was praying. She was praying, and she said she had a very spiritually strong grandmother that had taught her to how to defend yourself against these things, how to prepare for these sorts of things. And it worked. This thing was not able to attack her, and she was able to get the church house door open. So they piled outside, Nobody's seriously injured or anything, but they do still have to make it through the cemetery and get to their car. Now, as they make it outside, she says they see these dark shadows moving all around them, swirling around them and heading their direction. Not only that, they hear voices and screams saying, "Get out." So they hastily retreat through the cemetery, and they do make it to the car, unscathed. And now the car won't start. She said that she had to lay hands on the car and say another prayer before it finally started. Now, when Silver and her friends got back to Silver's house, now Silver didn't have any injuries, physical injuries. She did have a black smudged handprint on her, but the prayers did keep her protected. Now, her friends, they both had some scratches and bruising on them. But Silver went on and she anointed them, she says, and she said prayers over them to ensure that the entities there could not affect them or follow them home. But she's convinced that whatever was at that place was very malevolent, very dark, and that it's still there. She feels like it's probably still there, because she could sense that there were other spirits in that cemetery, But whatever this was, this dark, malevolent entity, it was definitely overshadowing that, overpowering it. So, what do you guys think? That's been Jay's Haunted Appalachia for tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also keep sending me those stories and suggestions, guys. Those are my favorite. And keep Appalachia haunted, y'all.